my biggest concern. That's my biggest complaint for Gege. That why Nanami? Why did you do dirty to Nanami? And that is why it hit me so hard. I am not okay. This episode broke me. Yes, I'm talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 18, the episode where everything started to change. Yes, I'm talking about the beloved Nanami's death. It really kind of scarred me, and Jujutsu Kaisen has never been the same ever since. Guys, I want to talk about why Nanami's death was so important and how it changed Jujutsu Kaisen forever and why it was so emotional for me specifically. And I'm sure a lot of you guys liked Nanami too. So this was season 2 episode 18, and what happens in this episode is that when Jogo burns Nanami and half of his body is burned. So half is okay and half is completely burned. And then he's just walking towards the other curses and like he's in agony. He is in pain. He can barely swing his weapon. I want to break this down, why it was so emotional for me and why I felt the way I felt with his death. When I saw the scene of him getting obliterated, I have never screamed like that in my life. I screamed like a little bitch. I want to address this, that why Nanami's death was such a gut punch. We know that Nanami was a very reserved kind of guy. He was very calm, collected, and reserved. Whenever he was in the room, he felt like an adult. He was father figure to Yuji kind of because he was his mentor. Sure, Satoru Gojo was too, but Nanami was kind of too because he was the one who told him about Black Flash in the beginning. And you know, his reflection of his life, the bakery scene, the beach scene, he just wanted to read books and just enjoy a simple, painless life, while his actual life, actual reality was filled with pain and suffering and futility. Honestly, he was in very pain in his very last moment. He was not at rest. He did not feel fulfilled. And that's what breaks my heart even more as someone who really liked Kento Nanami as a character in Jujutsu Kaisen's universe. And you know, that is why his death didn't even feel like a heroic death. We didn't even get to see him in his overtime. Remember the overtime when he goes into overtime in season 1? We did not even get to see that because he was in so much pain. He was in such a bad condition. And then he just looks at Itadori and just says that I leave the rest to you. So this was not a heroic death. Now, if I compare his death to Rengoku's death from Demon Slayer, now that death was heroic. He did not give up till the very last, and he had a beautiful conversation with Tanjiro in the very end, and then he passed away. And even saw his mother in the end. He was fulfilled. He felt fulfilled. He felt that he did his level best, and he did, and even went beyond. In fact, with Nanami, he did not get to do that. He did not get to do any of that. His dream life that he was thinking of, the beach scene when he's just feeling the rush of air hitting his face and he's just at peace. While on the parallel side, he is in pain. He could barely swing his weapon. And then when Mahito touches him from his back, the way he says that, and I want you guys to hear this again, the way he says that, so you were here, that was the point that Nanami felt the most powerless in his whole life, and I bet he did. Because he knew that's it, he has touched him, he's gone. And then when he turns back towards Itadori, he was smiling in the end, but he did not feel fulfilled at all. He was like, I'll leave the rest to you, and then he gets obliterated. That put a lot of emotion turmoil or huge Itadori too. I've actually made a video on that too, you can check out here. His death was one of the most brutal and one of the most unexpected deaths in anime in general that I never would have anticipated. And you know what, I actually felt really bad because this was not a respectful death either. This was very disrespectful death. And this is something that I would like to say about Gege Akutami, the maker of the manga, that when he died, his hand and his lower body was just lying there like that, and they even show it. That is very disrespectful because Nanami was not like a nobody side character. He was a very important, a very respectful character. He was someone that people loved. I see an amazing YouTube channel. It's a reaction channel called Carly and Ange. It's a couple from Australia. And when Nanami died, they were furious. They were heartbroken, and believe me, I was too. Like I told you, when he died, I had never screamed in my life like that. I was like, what the fuck? I did not see that coming. And you know what? It was Nanami's death that completely changed JJK in my opinion. I believe that Nanami's death is where Shibuya Incident truly started from. After his death, pretty much every single person started to die. We saw Nanami die, then we saw Kugisaki die, then Todo came in. He didn't die, thankfully, but he lost his arm, he lost his power Boogie Boogie, and it became hopeless. Then we saw Megumi that he's dead, even though he's not dead, but he was like that. Maharaga, he was killed. It went to shit after that. I think JJK truly started after that. And you know what? This was Gege's message that no one is safe. So we cannot really get attached to anyone. We never know when he or she might die. That's the thing, because Nanami was loved. He was Yuji's mentor. He was Megumi's mentor too, and so many others' mentor too. He was the adult in the room, like I told you. Anyone would want to respect him. That was his power. That was his aura. That was his presence. And the way he died, that was so bad. That was so disrespectful, man. Honestly, I kind of started hating JJK after that, even though, of course, I wouldn't. Though it makes Mahito all the more strong villain and all the more influential villain. By the way, great voice acting by Mahito's voice actor. It was amazing. But Nanami's death was not good. Gege did Nanami dirty. I'm telling you, Gege did Nanami dirty. He was not supposed to die like this. It was so disrespectful, man. And you know what? His death has a lot of impact on JJK. Let me tell you how. Yuji was completely obliterated when it comes to emotional consistency. Yuji was left with even more emotional scars than ever before because he exploded right in front of him and he lost his mind. He started yelling at Mahito. And after his death is when Shibuya Incident truly shifts into complete chaos because this was a complete anomaly. No one expected this to happen, and then we started to take it more serious. At this point, I thought that maybe everyone would die. That's how bad it became. And the series started to feel more unpredictable, more darker than ever before. And by the way, I have made another video why JJK Season 3 will be the darkest. You can check out here. Let me tell you, this is nothing because Season 3 is about to go even more darker. And one more thing, Nanami's death really symbolizes a lot of things. First is that it really symbolizes the cost of fighting in JJK's universe. Like, this is the cost of fighting. You are more likely about to die one day or another, one condition or another. And it also symbolizes the loss of people who should have had peace in their life, like Nanami, for example, because Nanami wanted a peaceful life, but Gege did him dirty. And Gege constantly kept reminding us after that no one is safe. So don't get attached to anyone. Honestly, I thought I should just leave this series because I don't want to watch it anymore. I was heartbroken by his death. That was awful. He did not deserve that. I mean, even if he was to die, he should have had a proper and respectful death. That his death should have meant something. It should have been meaningless like it was. Well, it wasn't meaningless, I take it back, but it wasn't as impactful as it should have been. It wasn't as fulfilled for Nanami as it should have been for him. And that's my biggest concern. That's my biggest complaint for Gege. That why Nanami? Why did you do dirty to Nanami? And that is why it hit me so hard. Like I said, if I compared it to Rengoku's death, his death was meaningful. It was beautiful death. He even saw his mother in the end. And he tells Kanju to grow up and leaves his final message for him. It was respectful. They don't even show him in the end, his body, because that's respect. He was a warrior. He didn't lose. He won. He was a warrior. But they just show his body like that, his arm there and his lower body there. That's so disrespectful. That's awful. You don't do that to beloved characters like that. Yeah, come on. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts and my feelings about Nanami's death, and I'm sure there are a lot of people felt that too. By the way, check out Kali and Anja's channel. They're an amazing, beautiful couple react to anime, and they had a very similar reaction too. You can check out their reaction too. And I'll see you in another video, and let me know down in the comments below what Nanami's death meant for you. I'm pretty sure you were heartbroken as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.